goes in a completely different direction, and it fits with the feeling, the guts of it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Songwriting, it's an amazing thing. And I remember when he did the review of that song, Rick Beato, of that Adele tune, he was talking about how everybody's doing fancy arrangements with synthesizers and bands or whatever. This was more or less a simple piano tune.
It's a piano tune, yeah.
And very simple and nothing more complicated than a song you could write 50 years ago. But it hit. It worked.
Yeah. I mean, it's a song you can really pour your heart out in.
And like you've written songs in your life, Will Baird, I'm sure, that the next day you listen to it again and you're like, I don't know where that came from, but that was pretty good. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I have a story. I don't know if I should tell it or not.
Okay, go ahead.
The last CD I had, which was called "A Coyote Best Left Alone," was an assignment. I had seen it's going to be a little long. I don't know. You might. I'll make it real short.
Right.
A counselor I was seeing at the time said. I had mentioned there was a coyote that lived across the street from me in the woods when I lived in San Diego,
right?
And kind of associated with him. And he said, you ought to write a song about that, And I came back the very next week with a song, and the song was basically that I was a coyote. I had retreated up above the tree line into the caves, and don't come and help me, or else I will eat you. And then it elaborates on such, right? And he was like, wow, I don't know what to say. And I said, hey, that's me. And at the beginning of it, it starts with a long howl.
Yeah.
This echoing howl. I was like, what
I think I've heard that song. I've heard that song, haven't I?
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Unless you've done other songs with a howl, but I think I played a video once of you doing that.
It was fun because I would do it with audiences where I'd get the audience to howl. So I'd say, okay, I want you guys to howl, and
right.
I'll imitate it for you and so on. And it was always interesting because it was kind of this moment of suspense. Like, is this guy going to pull this off? Is he going to get them all to howl? And they always would. Somehow I always got lucky. But and I get them, all howling, and then I.
Is it this song?
I'm going to need you to howl with me.
What's the howl sound like?
So it sounds like this, okay? Okay? So let's do that together, okay? I'm going to say on 1, 2, 3, and then we're all going to do it together, okay? Ready? Very nice. Okay, now the other thing that coyotes do is they bark. Let's hear you guys do that at random. That's right. rocks and snow collide. Alone and always hungry, but it's a good place to hide. My brother and my sisters, I left them all behind. They say I'm different, I got a broken heart and mind. Come on, your miracles. Come on, flesh and bone. Come on, and meet the fury of a coyote best left alone. See me turn on each other to keep our souls alive. I did my best, but now it's over. Got no love left inside. Come on, with your miracles. Come on, flesh and bone. Come on, and meet the fury of a coyote best left alone. There was a day I was a leader. There was a day in the street. Now I spend my days wondering why they wait for me. Come on, flesh and bones. Come on, meet the fury of a coyote best left alone. Of a coyote best left alone. So that song was actually an assignment from a psychotherapist 20 years ago when I lived in San Diego, and I'd had a lot of rough, middle-aged guy kinds of things happen in my life. And I said, you know, there's a coyote that lives in the wildland across the street. I see him sometimes. I kind of feel a little bit like him. And the therapist said, you should write a song where you're the coyote. And I thought,
That's great. There it is.
Yep.
So what happened was I came back in and I played the song for him, and he said, we've got a lot of work to do.
I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's pretty crazy stuff. And I wondered why it was I didn't meet more women when I was playing music. I mean,
that's funny. No, you know,
songs.
And you got them to do it. That was the best part. You got them to do it.
It was pretty cool.
I had that in the bit. You sent me that once when you
I
were
was wondering,
on the show.
From?
You sent it to me, and I think I played the other songs, but I don't think I ever played that one. So I kept it in my bin. You know, it's like limited how much you can put in there, but I kept it in the show bin. You know, where I could play stuff. And I was like, every time I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play that someday. I don't know what it is, but it's obviously something good. I watched it offline. But I'm glad I had that.
When you pulled it out,
I can drum to that.
Where did that come from? You know, what'd you say?
I can drum to it. I like it.
It can use it.
It's got the beat.
Yeah. That was. I have 250 more of those CDs. If any of you would like one, just
absolutely. I'd love it.
Stamped envelope. Yeah.
What's a CD? Is that like when you buy a picture of yourself and then it comes with like a silver coaster you can put your beer on?
It's sort of like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I have students who I say, you know, a CD, and they're like, I think my
What does
mom
that stand for?
has
Yeah.
some of those. Like they don't know them anymore. You can't really. Nobody
Yeah.
buys CDs anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a. No, I take it back. I have a CD player, right here, but I had to like guess whether I still had it. It's like it's a drive, USB drive.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Yeah.
But
yeah.
it'll play CDs, you know,
or or DVDs as
right.
well or whatever.
But
yeah.
I don't have. I don't have any CDs. Like I don't, you know.
Why would I play this song?
No, I have a couple of like Nick Carter CDs, and I got a Eric Rabaska CD. I'm looking for them. Like, oh, here's one. Hold on. This. Let's see what this is. This is Old Dog New Tricks. Oh no, that's a band of some friends that I know. Right. This is Chris Owen.
Ooh, that looks cool. That's Chris Owen. Oh my
I
God.
think it's Chris Owen's record, right?
We haven't heard from Chris Owen in a
I
long
played
time.
it once. You know, it's got a fingerprint on it. I played it once. And yeah, there's Chris Owen, right? And so I have it. You know, like I'm a hoarder, so I don't throw anything out. But I bet you know on this shelf. There's another CD. Let's see what that is. Let's see. All right, hold on. There's North Shore Ghosts. I don't know who that is. I bet that's Chris Owen too, because it was sitting. But yeah, that's also Chris Owen, slightly younger Chris Owen, right? But like I have it and I played it. That one's got a fingerprint on it too. Let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's got fingerprints on it. So I played it. I've got one in my car. Eric Rabaska. Once I accidentally bumped the wrong button on my. I forgot that I had a CD player on my Mini Cooper, and one day I was like trying to get the wipers on or something, and I bumped the audio button, and Eric Rabaska came on. I'm like, oh my God, the CD's in my player in my car. But yeah, now like, what do? You said, oh, here's another one. What's that one? Oh, that's an MRI that I took. I got a CD.
Here's an MRI of
I
my
was wondering
tonsils
where that
20 years
MRI
ago.
is. No, it was a CAT scan. They did a CAT. They did like the slice. You know, they do slices,
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
it's from here to here, right? It's like slices this way because I had something in my neck, and they were like looking at my like slicing my head. So I'm like, I need a copy of that. Like, what do you need the copy for? And I'm like, I have the right to have it under the HIPAA law. They're like,
It's my
and they're
record.
like, bastards. So they made it for me like on a DVD in some format that you can't open, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I got an MRI at one point on a CD and thought, oh, I'll pop it in the computer, and it opened up. You could look at it. It literally, you could like scroll through all the little slices of your body that you wanted to see. It was like unbelievable.
yeah, I gotta figure out. Yeah, that's that one.
Of course, then again, you got to wonder what slices of your body. Actually
Oh no,
want to
that
see
was
at
my
all.
arm. This is the X-ray when I broke my arm. That's what this is.
Oh,
I'm a
it's
hoarder.
like
I
an
keep
old man
everything.
finger.
I disturbed. It's like other people. They go out on their deck and they see like a little nest and they disturb it, and then the bugs fly out. You know, the wasps fly out or whatever. Me, like I disturbed the pile of CDs and like things are like flying out of it right now.
Well, what I worry about is do you have like old broken down cars and tractors and stuff in your yard?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that would be a sign. That was a couple indicator, which was
Yes.
when
They're not
I-
broken down though. They all work. I have the jam van. I've got my old Saab.
Oh, if they work, that's different. Actually,
They
that
work.
doesn't
No,
count.
I use them. You know.
Yeah.
So.
It's usually it's a sign when you approach a house. If you I went on a welfare check at one point when I was an EMT to check on
Right.
someone who was having a scene, whatever. And we pull up, and the cop that I'm with says, "Oh God!" And I said, "What's the deal?" And he says, "If the yard is full of crap like this, the house is going to be 10 times worse."
Oh yeah.
And we're going to have to climb all over that house to make
My
sure
friend,
that
my
that
friend
person-
Dina came to my boat once. She came out for lunch, and an old friend of mine. She's a singer I know from Stanford, who's since moved away. And she came out to my boat for lunch 10 years ago, whatever. She looked around and she's like, you know, you're not. I lived on the boat for 19 years. Right? She's like, you're not a hoarder, but you have tendencies. You definitely have tendencies. And she said, and she was the producer and director of the show Hoarders on TV.
Oh wow, she
Cool.
got a spot one. Yeah, you have tendencies.
So
like that.
I have been called worse, but that's I'll take it. You know, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna need
Yeah, don't take that.
My magnifier thing sheet. I'm gonna need that. I'm more like the Steve Martin in The Jerk. Like I don't need anything except this lamp and this chair.
Right. That's right. I love it.
And my dog.
I need this. That's right.
I used to have this doctor in Norwalk who was like the crazy professor, and his office was just filled with paper on every tabletop. And you'd be talking with him, and you'd make some comment about, I got this bad headache, and I've had it for like years. I mean, and he says, really? And he'd like pull out of this random pile of paper this thing, and he'd go, well, you took a test last year saying that you didn't have any headache at all. Like, how did you know to find that? How did you know it was there? You don't have any filing system at all.
Yeah, my filing system. If you can see my filing system right here, like I moved the CDs. Remember I was showing you the pocket TV or the tiny TV too, right? I moved some CDs up here, and I found my case for the tiny TV. I've been looking for that,
I couldn't figure out where I put it.
Because I lost my remote. My remote is still in the box, But I'm like, what do you need a remote for a TV this small? Like, I'm not putting it at the other end of the room.
That thing would be like, it would be destined for death with me within 7 days, because something would appear on it, or I'd get pissed off and throw it at the wall and just bash into a bunch of pieces.
Well, the nice thing about it is you could store 10 hours of video on the TV.
Is that right?
It's got a micro SD card. You could import stuff into it, but you have to import the stuff. So you don't have to import anything that'll piss you off. You know?
That's right. You can pick. Yeah,
you are the master of your own destiny.
I can live in.
So Ed, question:
What?
Where does one get that little TV?
Amazon.
Okay. I'm ordering.
It's called a tiny TV, right?
Okay.
It's made by a company called Tiny Circuits. And it's like $60 on Amazon, right? Like totally worth it. And the quality on it is like, it's so good, and it even does static. Like when you change the channel, it like has static, and it's got all kinds of cool things like outer space stuff. Like I put like old commercials. Like I don't know if you can see that. That's like an old Mounds commercial.
Can't quite tell.
Right. So these are old commercials from the 70s, and the quality is like amazing, but you're going to get a headache in the first minute that you use it. But it is kind of fun. And when you turn it off, it does what old TVs used to do. Like it does this.
Oh yeah.
Like it goes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think it's
That's
great.
amazing.
Beautiful.
It's being exported to Ireland now with my friend this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. You'll be bringing hundreds of them, thousands of them.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll make millions.
But they make one. So this one's about this big. They make one that's like the size of a dime.
Oh wow!
It's thicker than a dime. Obviously, it's like a little TV, and it's smaller. But the quality is not quite as good as this one. Like you can look at it with a magnifying glass, but it's remarkable that it works. It's like a little computer with a little battery and a little screen and a little SD card.
But can't you just imagine the guy who made this, like meeting some gorgeous woman in a bar on her saying, "So what do you do for a living?" And he's like, "I design tiny little TV sets with absolutely no purpose at all."
Exactly. It's like a piece of art. And you know what? Your phone, you can watch videos on your phone. You got YouTube. You can watch everything on your phone.
Yeah,
but there's something about a form factor of a little tiny TV set.
Yeah.
Like you get to sit and it's on legs.
It's
It's got these dumb legs that are going to break off. They're going to break off. But it's got a volume control, and it's got a channel selector. And you can like sit there going like with the channel selector. So I don't know. It's just I got it, and I was like, that's the most useless thing I've ever seen. Like
I've been looking for
something more useless than this. So it's pretty wild. All right, Wilbur, do another song for us. I think we're gonna do a shorter show tonight.
All right, sure. This is a song.
And by the way, sorry to everybody who was trying to watch on YouTube. There was a glitch in the show, and one of our viewers put it in the comments like, well, how come you're not on YouTube? And I was able to reactivate YouTube while we were yucking it up here. But sorry for YouTube viewers. It's still available on JMTV's page on Facebook and also on my page. So
it was NewTube tonight. Or NoTube.
NoTube.
Yeah,
exactly.
NoTube. Yeah. And remember, next week, don't tune in on Thursday.
Oh, that's right. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Don't miss it. Come on, you know what? If you tune in on Thursday, it'll be there already.
Yeah, that's right. Be like, they're talking about yesterday's news. I don't understand.
There it is.
All right, here's another summertime tune.
Very nice.
The boys
very
of summer.
nice.
All right. That's right. We're ready for summertime.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy, am I ready. I got some gigs coming up.
Woo!
I'm playing with a bunch of different bands this summer. I got a Blues Patrol gig at the Boat Club for a pig roast. And I've got a bunch of golf course playing up at the Griff. You know the Griff golf course, Dave Robinson, up in near Westchester County Airport.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's in Greenwich. It's like on the Greenwich side and up by the airport.
Okay.
And then I got some gigs there. I got some gigs at the Ollie's, which is now the old McDuff's. And I'm playing there with Hot Rubber Monkey Band on the 7th of June. And I'm playing there with Frank Rogers and the Sound Cats, a bunch of gigs this summer. So I don't know. I can't complain. Plus, get this. So there's this thing called band Band Mix, I think it's called. I was going to say Band Camp. No, Band Mix.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
was like, what's Band Mix? Band Mix is where you put a profile and you say, I'm a keyboard player and I'm this and here's my picture and whatever. And then it connects you with musicians. You know about that?
Yes,
not
I'm a
heard.
member.
There you go. Well, so they sent me a thing last year and I signed up and I was like, whatever. And then I never checked it again. I never went back. And then I got an email like, you have unread messages in your Band Mix inbox. I was like, okay. So I went in and there were 2 bands that are local to me here in Pennsylvania.
Good.
So when I'm out here, I can do that. So I'm
great.
in one of them already.
Yeah. That's awesome.
A band
It's
called.
it
So I
is.
get this call, and this woman on the phone, and she's like, "Hello, this is Deb," and I said, and she goes, "From Dr. Shadow," and I said, "Do you have the right number? This is Ed." She goes, "Ed Train, yeah, we're calling for you," and I'm like, I don't have a Dr. Shadow. Like,
Yeah,
is Deb from Dr. Shadow? She's like, the band, Dr. Shadow. I'm like,
Right.
oh, the band, Dr. Shadow.
Sorry. It's not like I never heard of you or anything.
Right.
So now I'm in Dr. Shadow,
All right.
It's
And,
great. No one will see you, but you'll make a lot of money.
Dr. Shadow, yeah. And
No, that's
there's
cool. That's very
another
cool.
blues band that's going to have me play with them sometime. So we'll see.
Good.
It's going to be a fun summer playing a little bit of music.
Yeah, playing outdoors too is the best. I personally, that's my favorite thing.
If it's
playing
not
outdoors.
105 and 100%
Right.
humidity, if it's not pouring rain,
Yeah.
Right.
Or the worst is if it might rain. I mean,
it might
I-
rain,
you know,
or
I-
it's 46 degrees by the end of the
Yeah.
gig, and you're like,
Yeah.
and your hands are like,
Why did we take a gig the first week of October? What were we thinking?
there it is, there it is. So I've done all those crazy summer gigs. Connecticut, you never know. Like the venue is like, yep, you could set up, and you're like, there's a thunderstorm coming this way. And you're, don't worry, it's going to blow out. And it gets right there, and then it stops, or it goes that way.
That is one nice thing about being a solo act, I guess, is that you can scoop and run pretty quickly.
Oh, I was playing with a 10-piece band with a full horn section once.
Yeah, that would
and
not be easy to
and
scoop
I was
and
the
run.
only one with a phone at the time with radar, and I had the radar running, like sitting on the side of my keyboard running, and I'm looking at it, right? And I'm also looking up at so the audience. It was a town festival up in northern Connecticut somewhere, and the audience was like sea of people here, and then there was a hill with pine trees on top of the hill, and I could see the clouds coming towards the hill. And at one point, I said to the lead singer, I said, we're going to have to stop early. And, I think it's coming in in 5 minutes. It'll be here. And he goes, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got one more song. I said, no, we have no more songs. We have no more songs. And he's like, oh, come on, we got one more. Do you guys want one more song? And they all went, yeah, we want one more song. And then a lightning bolt came down and took out one of the trees up on the hill.
No.
And then they were like, thank you, good night. Out of there.
Thank you. Good night.
That's what happened, yeah. So, yeah, that's bad. I've done it. I played Sunset Grill where it's like the cell is coming across South Norwalk, and you're looking at the sky from the stage. You're like,
Yeah, watching
everybody's
it
sitting
come at you.
outside eating. It's like pay your check right now.
Yeah, hurry up.
So so there's a bunch of good stuff happening. Summertime. Everybody knows I hate the heat. I like it cold.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
So
I'll take. I don't like anything extreme.
right. And we get all that.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, exactly. Welcome
So
to
it's
New
good
England.
stuff. So I said we're going to call it on JMTV. Got anything to add, Will Baird?
Boston's wicked awesome, and don't forget next Wednesday, not Thursday.
Yes.
What's on Wednesday?
Why I'm glad you asked, Ed.
Not JMTV.
Really?
What about you, Dave Robinson? What you got coming up except going in for maintenance tomorrow?
Exactly.
Yeah, a little
Exactly.
maintenance.
No, that's about it. I do want to put a birthday wish out to Milo.
Milo Fuscaldo.
It's his birthday today.
That's fantastic. I'll have to send him a happy birthday
Milo.
on Facebook.
He may be tuned in.
You never know. You never
never know.
So good stuff. All right, you guys. That's GMTV show 186, if you can believe it. And
All right.
and we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Yes.
Same as it ever was. Have a good one, guys.
All
That was quite a show.
We're out of drop now.
Yeah, taking a stand.
Oh, wow.
Steve.
That was something.